It's the Saints' final preseason game, Kevin. Saints Titans in the Dome. Feel the excitement. We're going to break it all down for you because there's some key stuff that you need to pay attention to, and you want to get ready for the regular season. We got you covered. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Marquez Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Saints Happy Hour podcast. If you're finding this one on the YouTubes, thank you. Subscribe to our channel. If you're listening to the audio-only version, go to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Become an annual patron. Get all our content ad-free and the Jim Morris stickers. Diddly poo. If you become an annual patron at any level, you get the Jim Morris stickers. My son has been helping me pack them up and ship them to people, Kevin. So it's like a father-son bonding. So you could help father and son bond more. The more people subscribe to annual subscriptions, the more time I'll tolerate being with my son. So think of it as that way. We got Thomas running the show back in Poland as always. Kevin, Saints, Titans, Sunday, 1 o'clock. It's weird. It's preseason football on a Sunday always feels kind of weird to me, especially during the day, because I'm used to preseason football being like Thursday night, Friday night when it's just a little strange. But final preseason game for the Saints. And by the way, remember now the preseason, they only have 3 games. They have a week off, Labor Day, and then they play the regular season game starting September 8th, but next Tuesday, I think it's cut down day. So here's my question to you, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily that we know guy like Kendre Miller hasn't practiced. DA is just passive aggressive, ticked off about Kendre Miller not playing. Like you can see it in his face every time they ask him about. He just seethes. Probably because he knows they need him, because he's really important to the team. They need depth at running back. But here's my question, and this is where I'm going to start. How good do you think one of these running backs would have to look? Mims, James Robinson, whoever. How good would one of these running backs have to look for the Saints to be like, all right, we'll cut Kendre Miller? Or we'll IR him or whatever. How good do you think they need to see the other running backs look to push them in that direction? Because clearly they're frustrated with Miller.
I think they just got to see something. Like, honestly, like anything really. Like, if Jordan Mims can, come in and look competent, I think
describe that to me. What is competence? Is it like one giant run? Is it like 4? Is it
no
series?
See,
like what's competence look like?
He so far, what's he done in the preseason? He's had 20 carries for 75 yards, 2 catches for 8 yards. I think if he can get a couple more catches, excuse me, I'm just having like sinus issues. The Midwest is just really weird with stuff in the air that
Houston is terrible.
It crushes you.
I feel like I'm breathing in death in Houston.
Right. I think if he gets a couple catches and gets 10 to 15 yards on that, in essence, doubles what he currently has,
and
then running wise, hey, 3.8 yards per attempt.
Ugh, not great. But
Hang
not
on a second.
terrible.
It's not terrible. It's not great, but 3.8 per carry is not the worst thing in the world.
No.
Like, if you get 3.8, if you get handed the ball 3 straight times
First
and
down.
you get 3.8 yards per carry, you're getting first downs.
That's right.
That's kind of how I view it.
Yeah, and
So I think if he gets 7-8 carries and can get 30,
okay,
30.
7 times 4 would be 28, so 30,
Yeah,
32 yards.
30 yards. If he can get 7 or 8 carries, get 30 to 32 yards, in essence, 4 yards a carry, I'd put him ahead. I'd probably have him above Kendre Miller right now just because the guy's been injured, and I'm just like, he came in last year and just it was kind of a wet fart. I mean,
Man, he did
running
good.
back,
He had a great
running
game to
back
finish.
to me is still open. It's
it's
still open.
completely open. I just wonder, Kevin, is, and we're gonna get to another player in a second, but I just wonder with Kendre Miller, did the Atlanta game last year, is that gonna save him? In a sense of the Saints will be like, man, he's only year 2 and he looked so good against Atlanta. We're gonna IR him for 6 weeks. Like we're not ready to totally give up on him because he showed him one little sliver, and so they'll be like, man, if he gets healthy and goes somewhere, he might be good. We can't.
How many guys can you put on that 6 week list?
No, it's not many, but I mean they could do a couple. I mean, thing is they got Peyton Turner. He's got the toe issue again.
Well, they've also, here's the thing, they've also got Passanio.
Yeah, and the linebacker.
Nephi Sewell, right?
Nephi Sewell, yeah. The thing is, to me, I think Kendre Miller, I think on the strength of his one play versus the Patriots and his good game against Atlanta, I think that's going to save him. I just think the Saints aren't going to be done with him. The guy that I'm really interested in, too, Foskey, Kevin, he's played the most snaps of any Saints defender in the preseason, and he's looked dreadful. Like he looks like a guy that is from North Dakota Central State and has a 4 RAS and is a UDFA.
Yeah.
And not a guy from Notre Dame with a RAS 9.5. Like it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Because even guys that have been bad for the Saints or bust or whatever you want to call them, when their profile is like super athletic, you can at least like see like flashes of it, right? I don't see any of it with Foskey, and he's been terrible.
No. Go, finish your thought, please.
And he's been terrible, and it's just it's not baffling that the Saints drafted a guy and he's no good. I see that all the time with the Saints. I'm 48, for God's sakes. But it's rare when I see the guy with supposedly elite athletic skills, and I'm like, I don't see it at all. Speed, power, I don't see it. And that's the thing with him that is very concerning.
So let me double back here. Because as always, I'm poking around constantly. James Robinson at running back. I would be trying out Mims and Robinson and letting those guys fight it out to be the number 3 and maybe the number 4. If you decide you're going to carry 4 running backs, okay. But James Robinson and Mims should be the guys going for that 3rd slot. Robinson has had 12 carries for 54 yards in the preseason. That's 4.5 yards per carry. He's had 3 catches for 21 yards. He's also had a fumble. But again, this is why you have the preseason.
That's right.
I would give Robinson and Mims the bulk of the playing time. Look, Kamara doesn't need to play. Kamara doesn't need to be on there for a single snap. we already know Kamara's the number one guy.
Mhm.
I would say Jamal Williams.
I've seen enough. Like, we know what
Jamal Williams could maybe play a series or two if you're going to hand him the ball and see if he can, like, do some things or whatever and just see how he handles that. Whatever. I can't think of what the things would be. It's like, this is stuff that, like, coaches and tape watchers.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we know what Jamal Williams is.
But you give Jamal Williams a couple series, and then after that, bang, you're alternating between Mims and Robinson the rest of the way, and you're seeing what's what.
Mm-hmm.
So that out of the way, we go back to the depth chart, and we're looking at Foskey. Foskey might not be playing for his spot on the team, but
I mean, I feel like here's my thing with Foskey is he's been terrible. Yes, he hasn't shown you anything. But Cam Jordan, horrible rookie campaign. Trey Hendrickson, I just feel like with him, the Saints are going to say it's too soon. We picked him in the second round. We picked him high in the second round. It's too soon. We got to get, like, next year.
Wait, Trey Hendrickson.
For the Saints? Did I say that wrong? I was just saying he took a long time to get where he got, with the Saints and with Cincinnati. So I just feel like the Saints are going to be really unlikely to. They're going to stick with Foskey. Maybe they should, maybe they shouldn't. I don't know. I just feel like they're not going to kick him to the curb and cut him, because here's the thing: you cut him, he's not getting to the practice squad. Another team will be like, we had a high grade him. We'll coach him better than the Saints. Claim him.
Right. I just, again, I keep going back to. I keep looking at.
Mm-hmm.
You have a 53-man roster. You're going to need all these spots for offensive linemen.
That's right.
You're going to need spots. Again, are you going to have 3 tight ends on your team, or are you going to have 4? Are you going to have 3 running backs on your team, or are you going to have 4? Are you going to have 3 quarterbacks? Are you going to have 5 wide receivers, or are you going to have 6?
That's right.
And the two most glaring ones there are the O-line and the wide receiver positions. Mm-hmm. Because, again, those two are the biggest question marks on this for this team. So do you pick another guy and see what's what? Now, maybe you say, maybe we can let Mason Tipton go to see if he'll go to the practice squad. Maybe we could see if Shaq Davis would go to the practice squad. I don't know. Me personally, a 6'5" wide receiver, I would bring him in and see what's what. Bub Means.
Well,
I don't know if he would go to the practice squad either. I think somebody would claim his ass.
I think Tipton 100% can get to the practice squad, because we have no actual video evidence, and NFL teams have no actual video evidence of anything from Tipton. His thing is just a written
aside
word.
From an out route? Not an out route, a cut?
Yeah. The hell do you call we have no visual evidence that Tipton can do it at all, right? Bub Means, he caught a couple passes last game. So you might have some. That was my next question, Kevin. You've been talking about it. Receiver, they got however many, you always say 11 guys. Do they have 5 spots? Do they have 6?
Yeah, Let me go back and take another gander at this, because it might be more.
Besides offensive line, which DA says repeatedly, I don't know what I have at right tackle. I don't know what I have at left guard. I need these guys to step up and take these jobs. He said kind of similar things at wide receiver. So
he's being honest, but my God, man, it's really bad. Like,
we appreciate the honesty, DA, but
we appreciate the honesty, but holy shit, it's daytime. I'm drinking.
It's daytime. He's driving Kevin a day drink, thinking of Lucas Patrick playing guard for the Saints. wide receiver, I think Bum means because he's a draft.
Bub means.
Bub.
You called him Bum.
Bum. Sorry.
Bum
Sorry.
means.
Sorry, Bub. Sorry. That
He's
would be a
gonna
great
be a
nickname,
bum if
actually.
he sucks.
Bub memes. I believe, Kevin, he is really close. Like, he is probably 125-yard catch away from locking down a roster spot. Where I think Cedric Wilson,
He's had 2 catches in the preseason. That's it. 2.
Yeah, but he was a 5th-round pick, and I just think a team is more likely to claim him.
Yeah.
Than they are. They can't claim Cedric Wilson because he's a vet. If the Saints cut him, he gets to clear waivers, and the Saints could cut him. Maybe be like, hey, dude, we're gonna cut you. Just hang tight. We'll put you on the practice squad. We have plans for you. We just got to shuffle the roster around a little bit. I think Cedric Wilson's likely to be cut. I think Tipton's likely to be cut. I think Bub Memes is one good catch away from locking in a roster spot. I can see the exasperation on your face.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm the king of the exasperated sigh. 120. See.
I just think it's there. Like.
Okay, if he makes if he gets one catch for a big yardage, if it's a yards after catch scenario, like if the catch is, say, 4 or 5 yards and he jukes a guy or catches something in stride really well and just can like sort of shake off somebody trying to tackle him, then that one catch would be enough. I would like to see him make a couple of catches. 5-6 yards apiece.
I mean, I'd like a lot of things. I'm trying to be realistic.
You're trying to be realistic. You're asking for one catch for 25 yards. I'm asking for 2. I'm asking for 2 for about 5 apiece.
I think
looking like a wide receiver. You take the slant route, you catch it in stride, you get hit, but you secure that shit, you go right to the ground, bang, there we go.
Choice route. No,
that's all. Again, I'm still. What am I missing? What am I missing here about Shaq Davis? What am I? And again, I've probably said this guy's name more than Dennis Allen has. What am I missing with Shaq Davis?
I don't know. I mean,
6'5". 6'5".
Yeah.
What's wrong with Shaq Davis? Is he not? Is there some injury? Did he pour sugar in somebody's gas tank? Did he not pick up the tab at a rookie at a rookie
my
get
guess
he put on a gas mask.
My guess with Shaq Davis is he's 6'5", but he doesn't have good, because a lot of guys, the big guys at 6'5", they don't have elite route running skills. They don't have elite separation. But the thing that separates the big guys that can play in the league is they have elite body control and they can win contested catches. My guess is Shaq Davis isn't great at that, so he just bounces around. But teams can't, like, they're like you. They look at him and they're like, I got to bring him in. He's 6'5". He can run. Like, we got to take a look at him. And then they take a look at him and they're like, not really.
Okay. I mean, but again, I would like to at least hear that. I would like to get, look, DA don't have to be honest about that. It could just be something that comes out through Underhill or Larry or, Sean Fazan or whoever.
Yeah. Final thing, and then we'll get out of here. The offensive line. DA hasn't said what he's going to do with the starters and whatnot. But they're playing Landon Young. They've played him at right tackle. He's trying at guard. The offensive line, I'm not going to get into if you think they need to make moves, because we know they need to try to do something.
Right.
But if I said to you, I said, Kevin, you're going to feel pretty good after the Tennessee game. And you're going to feel pretty good about left guard or right tackle. You're going to feel pretty good about one of them. Which one do
It would
you
be
think
right tackle.
is
It would be
more
right
like?
tackle.
No,
If I have to, if
no,
I'm
you don't get to
picking-
pick. Which one's more likely to happen? Which one's are you more likely to feel better about?
Where's my rope? Can I just do this now? Should I just do this now?
Thomas,
and
does
be
that
done with it?
violate the YouTube terms of service?
We'll see, man.
Sorry, it's
We'll see if
fine.
we
Look,
get
it's
banned.
fine.
Fine, he's fine.
You know who
Fine,
to blame, at
it's
least.
fine.
Rob.
Yeah,
In
man.
case.
You're gonna get chastised as soon as I hop off this call. I apologize, Ralph.
I know.
Listen,
But you must choose, Kevin. Which one is more likely?
which one am I gonna feel better about?
I mean,
Okay. I literally just ran through two different where I could say either one. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I think we're going to get a second consecutive game where Penning doesn't shit the bed
I'm going to talk ourselves into it.
and he looks presentable.
I like that. That's a great. I'm going to steal that, Kevin. I like that. I love that term. My wife uses that term with me all the time. She says, I have to make sure you look presentable when you leave the house. I love that term for Trevor Penning. It's better than saying he's
Yeah, well,
average. It's
she
better than
needs to
saying he's
stay
not
on her game, then.
presentable. I like that. I like that. And we can end on that. And I agree with you because here's the thing. I think Lucas Patrick, he's been playing in the league for a long time. That dude is what he is. Even at his best, it's not very good.
Right.
Penning?
So my options were: do I say Lucas Patrick's going to look so bad they'll stick Saldiveri in, and Saldiveri will come in and do this at the opposing defense, and it'll work, and he'll surprise the hell out of everybody?
That's right.
Or do I just say, well, look, Penning was fine. Penning was fine last week. He was a 2.5-star movie that kind of entertains you.
Yeah.
You know, it's 100 minutes of running time, so you're not sitting down for 2 hours. You can get in and get out. It's fine. Like he's the Constantine of offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
There you go.
I'll say Penning.
You'll go with
for
that.
this.
You'll go with that. I think
Look how
the thing-
frazzled I am having to actually say something supportive of Trevor Penning.
I just feel like that would be the best. That would be better for the Saints, but I think it's also more likely. Penning has shown flashes of presentability, let's say. So, guys, thanks for joining us. This is our Saints Tennessee preview. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting the show. But go to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Become a patron. Support the show. We can't do this without you guys. So join us. Become an annual patron. Get your Jim Morris stickers. It's amazing. Thanks to Kevin. Thanks for Thomas for running the show back in Poland. And we will see you after the Saints game on Sunday.